I saw that they have a luggage store, a Tumi, T-U-M-I, luggage store inside the airport. It's inside the airport. I mean, ostensibly, the last place you would ever need to purchase luggage, you know? It'd make a little bit more sense if it was by the curbside check-in or maybe by the ticket counter or maybe by the security gate there, you know, on the off chance that there were enough people to support a business who were waking up late going, oh no, I overslept and I gotta get to the airport. Oh well, better not take 2 minutes to throw all this in a suitcase. I'll just gather it up in my hands and get my lotions and my Claritin, my nasal spray and my gluten-free nuts and my Us Weeklies and my iPod and my belt and my inflatable neck pillow and taxi, going to the airport. Yeah, okay, hi. Yeah, all right, just throw all that on. Sorry, just run it through the thing. I dropped some of that stuff. That's my phone. No, sorry, that's my belt. Yeah, what? Because I'm gonna get a suitcase on the inside. Yeah, I'll get, because they sell them on the inside, asshole. What the fuck is with this guy? Fucking attitude. No, you don't get to do that. You're not allowed to do that, you know? So I guess that there are enough people who are, you know, checked in and they're heading to their gate and they're like, What? Oh my God. That is the most amazing suitcase I've ever seen in my life. I've got to have that right now. I've got to, just go on without me. Sir, yes, I want to get that suitcase there. No, not the carry-on. I can get that anywhere. The large suitcase. Yes. Wait, now how's this going to work? Because I'm checked in and I'm already going to, so I guess I'll buy it and then I'll go back out and I'll ask him to hold the plane and maybe pull my luggage and then I could change it real fast. No, I have to buy another ticket and I'll meet those guys back. No, this isn't gonna work. All right, come on. There's a way to work this out. I know I can figure it out. Come on, David. Think. Oh, I know what. I'm gonna be back here in 2 weeks when I'm on my way home. So let me just pay for it now. Here's my card. I know there's probably a 300% markup and there's at least half a dozen places to get a suitcase within a mile of my apartment, but this way, I'll get, and I'll have it, and then, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, good stuff. Family holiday, that's, I don't know why and when it became a big holiday, but it did over the years. I guess we're not a religious family. Well, I'm not, I'm an atheist, but that's pretty weak, guys. Yeah, that's even weaker. That's even sadder. Yeah, the seven of us will meet afterwards and talk about stuff. Be the worst rally in history. No, but yeah, I'm an atheist. I don't care what anybody else is. I truly don't. But the rest of my family are they're Jews. They're Jews. They're dirty Jews. They're dirty Jews, and they just sit in my sister's condo and just, you know, manipulate the world's banks and media and their underground bunker at the condo, and, you know, it's hard maintaining that stereotype, you know, it takes work. So anyway, but yeah, Thanksgiving is that's the one where it's mandated. We all gotta come together and hang out. And I guess, you know, we do, as a family, we like to observe and celebrate what's considered the first day of the near genocide of an entire race of peoples. It's important to us as Holocaust survivors, you know, to be able to gather for a big feast and go, hey, look what we're doing better than. All right, okay, pass the potatoes. Yeah, it's touch and go there for a minute. It was a little iffy, but we pulled through, we persevered. But here's the thing, my family, like I imagine a lot of people in this room, is fairly dysfunctional. You know, we do not get along that great. And there are dysfunctional elements within it that take the human form, is probably the politest way I can put that. And there's always drama. There's always drama. There's always arguments, and it happened again this year. And you know, when you're arguing with your family, you know, it's never about the thing you're arguing about. That has nothing to do with the situation. It's just you're using that argument as a way to facilitate the tiniest little release on the pressure that's built up, 50+ years of anger and bitter recriminations and severe disappointment and petty jealousies, and that's what it is. And so we got in this really bad argument. It's the whole point of this story. And my mom, it was about the dumbest thing. It was most inane, innocuous. The argument wasn't the best way to set up the Roku. Yeah. It was the best way to find out how to set up the Roku. That's what the fucking argument was. That's how it started. Nothing. It was nothing. And then just so quickly got out of hand. It was crazy. And it was so quickly not about that. And my mom and I were arguing. We were very demonstrative, argumentative, you know, loud family. We cuss and everything. And my mom and I start getting into it. Oh, and there's other people too. It's not just my family, okay? There's guests there. It's super awkward. And my mom and I are going at it. We're arguing back and forth, pointing. It's getting really heated. And you know, when you are arguing like that, especially with a family member, and there's no editor, you know, there's no filter. You're just saying stuff back and forth. It's all emotional. And occasionally, in those moments, you will learn something about the other person that you never knew before. And when you find that thing out, it changes the dynamic in your relationship forever. And that's what happened. My mom and I are going at it. It's getting heated, yelling, screaming. Although it's just loud and it's really awkward. And in the middle of this, we find out that my mom cannot take a punch. Yeah. True story. What do you think they're gonna be when they go out of business next year? Hoverboard shops? Probably hoverboard shops. Those will last, yeah. And I really don't get the appeal of that e-tobacco shit, because I smoked for years and years, and I don't ever recall going, yeah, that's okay. But I wish it tasted like a Cinnabon. Oh, well. I guess until technology catches up with my desires, I'll just have to keep dipping it in Airwick and cunt, fucking bitch, piece of shit, you know, which is not an uncommon thing in New York. But what was interesting was right away I could see that visually he wasn't the typical homeless guy or mentally ill homeless guy you kind of attribute that behavior to. I mean, he looked, he was dressed nicely, I guess is what I'm saying, which I know is relative because, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good right now, but he was in a suit, is what I'm saying. He was in a suit, and I could see he had electronics with him, and, you know, he looked like a businessman guy, and he was definitely not on the phone, and we're walking the same direction, and, you know, he's white guy, motherfucking piece of shit, cocksucking son of a bitch, fucking, yeah, okay, hi Hitler, hi Hitler. And I was like, did he say hi Hitler? And he crossed the street, so I crossed the street to follow him. Motherfucking cocksucking son of a bitch, fucking cunt, fucking stupid bitch, yeah. Okay, hi Hitler, hi Hitler. And he is in fact saying, hi Hitler. That is what he was saying. Which means one of two things. Either he clearly had this upsetting experience, and he's venting, and in the middle of venting, he sees Hitler down the street. So he stops to say hi, be a nice neighbor. Either that, or this grown man has lived his entire life thinking the phrase is "Hi, Hitler." That the German people who speak fluent German, FYI, yeah. The German people chose one word of English to use, and that word was a salutation. And that with all the available archival news reels and film footage and fictionalized versions of Hitler's life and all the footage of him giving his speeches to the hundreds of thousands of people, the citizens and the soldiers, the Luftwaffe, the SS, that in the greatest example of the collective unconscious ever recorded, that all these people would simultaneously, without consulting one another, suddenly say, "Hi, Hitler! Hi, Hitler! It's me, Joseph, from Hamburg. We met at the patisserie. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to say hi. Hi, Hitler!" Well, everybody's doing it. What is happening? Can you guys just give me, "Hi, Hitler!" What is happening with you people? Hi, what is happening? I'll take it. Teaching, Albert Einstein went on to challenge conventional wisdom and redefine many of the sacred scientific theories developed and embraced. His great intellectual achievements and originality have made the name Einstein synonymous with genius. And that is the philosophy we embraced to imagine our new tableware collection. Beginning with a quest to develop the perfect plate. Now, we're not trying to claim that our new tableware collection can be compared to Einstein's theory of relativity. But we do believe that, like the bending of light, with a change of thinking, one can reimagine almost anything. Even a plate. Then again, it's all relative. Thank you for teaching us that, Albert. Carpe diem. Carpe diem. Are you... Seize the day! With our new tableware collection. Until you've purchased a restoration hardware plate, your day is hardly seized, madam. Carpe diem, Gary Friedman, Chairman Emeritus, creator and curator, and total tool, restoration hardware. All right, thanks you guys. This was fun. Wait.